And I need you to hear this before your heart hardens again. You've gotten so used to disappointment that you don't even notice how numb you've become. You pray, but half of you doesn't expect an answer. You believe, but only enough to survive, not enough to be transformed. But I didn't call you to survive. I called you to walk on water. And right now, the storm is rising not to drown you, but to teach you how to trust me even when your feet can't find the ground. You've been carrying weight that was never yours to hold. Secret pressures, silent guilt, a never-ending to-do list that chokes your joy every morning before your feet even touch the floor. I've watched you push yourself to the edge for people who wouldn't even notice if you broke. I've seen you give when you had nothing left to pour. And I whispered, "Come rest in me." But you told yourself, "Not yet, God, not today." Well, today is the day, because you're almost out of strength and you don't even realize how close you are to collapse. Listen to me. What's coming isn't punishment, it's positioning. What feels like breaking is actually me rearranging the pieces of your life that have been out of order for far too long. You've made some choices out of fear. You've stayed in places I never called you to stay. You've allowed voices to shape your self-worth that were never meant to speak into your life. But I'm about to flip the script. You thought you were forgotten, that the chapter was over, but I'm not finished writing. What you thought was the ending was actually the turning point. And that feeling in your chest right now, that ache, that tension, that's me, stirring you up because you were never meant to live a quiet life of regret. You are marked for more. I've placed something in you that no lie, no betrayal, no failure can erase. I know you don't feel ready, but I'm not asking you to be ready. I'm asking you to be willing. Just give me your yes. Give me your broken pieces, your shattered hope, your honest questions, your silent nights. I can work with that. What I can't work with is silence when I'm calling. What I can't protect is what you keep hiding from me. You've been standing in a house with the door wide open, wondering why it's so cold. And all this time you blamed life, you blamed people, you even blamed yourself. But child, you never closed the door behind the last season. You let things leak in, old pain, old memories, old fears, and they've been whispering lies in the background of your mind. But no more. I'm walking into that house now, and I am sealing what's behind you. The cold ends here, and you're not crazy. That dream you had last week, that moment when you felt something shift in the air, that wasn't random. That was me trying to warn you, trying to show you that time is moving differently now. What used to take years will now happen in days. What was delayed is about to be released. But if you don't listen now, you'll miss the movement. Someone close to you has sensed this shift too, but they don't know what to call it. That's why their behavior's been strange lately. That's why the tension in the room is so thick. Spirits are stirring, shadows are reacting. Because when I get ready to elevate someone, hell gets nervous. And yes, that's exactly what this is, elevation. But before I lift you, I have to separate you. Some people can't go where you're going, not because they're evil, but because they're not assigned to your next level, and you've been dragging what I told you to release. That's why it's been so heavy. That's why your energy's been low. That's why you can't focus. This is your separation season. And yes, it hurts. But hear me, pain doesn't always mean punishment. Sometimes it's proof that something is changing, and change is never comfortable, but it is necessary. There is someone whose name keeps coming up in your thoughts. Someone you can't fully trust, but can't seem to let go of either. That's not coincidence. That's me, warning you. You keep trying to see the good, but you're ignoring the signs. That person isn't building you. They're draining you. And if you keep letting them in, they will delay what I've been trying to release. This is not about hate. This is about alignment. This is about timing. This is about obedience. And yes, obedience is hard, but so is regret. So choose, right now, choose to stay with me. Even when you don't understand, even when it feels like nothing is happening, because everything is happening in the unseen. The angels I've assigned to you have already moved into place. The door has already started to unlock. But I need your yes before it swings open. You think 45 minutes is nothing. But in heaven's timeline, it's everything. It's enough to change a destiny. Enough to birth a breakthrough. Enough to stop something dark from unfolding. And child, I am serious. This time, don't walk away. Don't scroll past me again, because this is not just a moment. This is an appointment. Because what I placed inside you wasn't meant to sit dormant. It wasn't meant to be buried beneath shame, rejection, and fear. It was meant to rise, to break through, to stir the atmosphere when you walk into the room. You may not see yourself the way I see you, but I never stopped seeing greatness in you. Even when you stopped believing in yourself, I never looked away. Even when you gave up, I kept working behind the scenes. You want to know why things have felt so intense lately? Why your sleep has been disturbed? Why your peace has been fragile? Why your emotions feel unpredictable? It's not random. It's warfare. The enemy always attacks when promotion is near. You've been under pressure because you're carrying something that hell is terrified of. Every setback, every betrayal, every delay, it was all part of the plan to crush your spirit. But what the enemy didn't count on was your resilience. He didn't expect you to still be standing, and you are. Barely, maybe. Wounded, probably. But you're still here, and that matters more than you think. Because survival was your testimony in the last season. But revival will be your story in this one. I'm not just trying to fix what was broken. I'm doing a new thing. Not a patched-up version of your past. A whole new blueprint for your future. One that doesn't include the lies you've believed about yourself. One that silences every voice that ever told you you're not enough. You are more than enough. Do. You hear me? Before anyone ever validated you, I chose you. Before they loved you, I loved you. Before they walked away, I had already made a way. And that ache inside you, that longing that no relationship, no accomplishment, no distraction could ever satisfy, that was me all along. I've been the one your soul has been searching for. You've filled your time with noise, trying to drown out the quiet ache inside. But silence is where I speak loudest. And tonight, I'm speaking clearly. It's time. Time to let go of the false versions of you that you created to survive. Time to step into the real you. The you I designed before the world ever wounded you. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to earn this. You don't even have to be strong right now. You just have to be honest. Tell me where it hurts. Tell me why you haven't been sleeping. Tell me what you're afraid will happen if you finally let your walls come down. Because I already know. And I'm not afraid of your truth. I'm not walking away from your pain. I'm not overwhelmed by your brokenness. I'm the only one who can touch those shattered places and turn them into glory. And yes, I know who left. I know what they said. I know what you lost. I know the days you laid in bed and begged me to make it stop. I was there. Every tear you cried was counted. Every silent scream. I heard it. You thought I didn't care. But what you didn't see is how many battles I fought for you that you'll never even know about. The car that didn't hit you. The deal that didn't go through. The text you almost sent that I stopped. I've been protecting you, even from yourself. You see, delays. I see preparation. You see silence. I see strategy. You see rejection. I see redirection. And now you're almost at the threshold. One step away from the thing you've been asking me for. But here's what you didn't know. I was never waiting on your perfection. I was waiting on your surrender. I was waiting on you to stop running in circles and start running to me. Because what's coming next requires a deeper connection than you've ever known. And yes, some things will fall apart first. Not because they're curses, but because they can't carry the weight of your next blessing. So don't panic when something closes. Don't freak out when someone walks away. Don't question your worth just because they couldn't see it. The things that leave your life now are making room for what's been ordained. What's coming is heavier than what you lost. There's a reason you've been feeling a shift in your friendships. A reason your spirit feels restless around certain people. You've outgrown what used to feed you. Your soul is starving for truth now, for purpose. That's why old habits no longer satisfy. That's why you can't fake it anymore. You're in transition, and transitions always feel messy. But don't confuse the mess for a mistake. This chaos is a holy construction zone. I'm tearing down the walls that kept you small so I can build something bigger than you've ever imagined. And no, you're not late. You're not behind. You didn't miss it. What's yours is still yours. The blessing has your name on it, in ink that cannot be erased. But you must keep walking. You must keep trusting. You must keep choosing me even when it doesn't make sense. Because the moment you stop trying to figure it all out, that's when I'll reveal what I've been doing all along. Because you've been asking me, God, what are you doing? And I've been answering in ways you didn't expect. You thought I was ignoring you when I was actually arranging things. You assumed the silence meant I was absent. But silence is where I write the deepest parts of your story. You were looking for lightning bolts, but I was moving in whispers. You wanted me to shake the world, but I was softening your heart. Don't confuse stillness for stagnation. I've been working, not just around you, but inside you, reshaping the way you think, shifting the way you see, breaking the chains you didn't even realize you were still wearing. That heaviness on your chest, it's lifting now. Not because everything around you has changed, but because your spirit is awakening. I never wanted you to carry the weight of it all. You were never meant to be your own savior. And that exhaustion you feel, that soul-deep weariness, it's not weakness. It's a sign that you've been carrying something I was meant to carry for you. Let me take it. Let me hold what's been breaking you. You've been brave long enough. Now it's time to be broken in my hands. Because in my hands, broken becomes beautiful. You see the cracks. I see the light that will shine through them. You see failure. I see foundation. You see pieces. I see a mosaic of redemption that will inspire others one day. The story I'm writing with your life will not end in sorrow. It won't be a tragedy. It will be a testimony. And yes, there are parts that will ache. There are pages that will be tear-stained and filled with questions. But every chapter is leading to glory. Every scar is a sign that the battle didn't break you. You're still here for a reason. I didn't allow the storm to take you because the storm was never stronger than the purpose inside you. It tried. Oh, it tried. But what I've planted in you cannot be uprooted by circumstances. The fire only refined you. The wilderness only made you listen. The darkness only made the light more precious. And now we're nearing the moment where it all begins to make sense. The rejection taught you to listen to me instead of their approval. The delay taught you to trust my timing instead of your calendar. The loss showed you that even when people walk away, I stay. And the tears, every one of them watered the soil of something that's about to bloom. Don't grow bitter, child. Don't let your disappointment become your doctrine. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Just because you didn't see it coming doesn't mean I didn't prepare it. I'm not a man that I should lie. If I spoke it, I will do it. But my ways are higher. My thoughts are not like yours. I don't rush. I don't panic. I don't abandon. I build. And what I'm building with your life, it's worth the wait. It's worth the confusion. It's worth the pruning. I know you've lost people. I know you've said goodbye to things you thought you'd never live without. But look at you, breathing, fighting, believing even when you're scared. That's faith. And I can do more with your fear-soaked faith than you could ever do with a heart full of certainty. I'm not asking you to feel strong. I'm asking you to stay surrendered, because what's coming will not be explained. It will be revealed, and when it happens, it won't look like the plan you had in your head. It will be better, bigger, deeper. It will carry my fingerprints all over it, and you'll realize I didn't forget you. I was protecting you. You'll realize I wasn't punishing you. I was preparing you. You'll see that every no was setting the stage for the yes that's about to change everything. So don't quit now. Not when you're this close. Not when heaven has already started moving. Not when the door I promised is already being unlocked. There's a shift coming, not just around you, but inside you. Your confidence is being restored. Your voice is being reclaimed. The old fear is losing its grip, and the real you, the version of you I dreamed of before time began, is starting to rise. So let it rise. Let the old things fall away. Let the guilt go. Let the shame dissolve. Let the past remain where it belongs, behind you, because I'm doing something new. Not recycled, not predictable, new. And it starts now, in this moment of surrender. So lift your head, even if it's heavy. Open your hands, even if they're shaking. And say yes. Yes to me. Yes to healing. Yes to the blessing you feel unworthy of. Yes to a future that doesn't look like your pain. Because, child, I'm not done speaking. I'm just getting started. And I know you've grown tired of waiting. You've watched others get what you prayed for. You've celebrated them with a trembling smile while wondering, God, did you forget about me? But I didn't. I never forgot. I was just building you in places they couldn't see. And while you were comparing your journey to theirs, I was designing something for you that doesn't require competition, because it was tailor-made just for your heart. I've seen the nights you couldn't sleep, the mornings you didn't want to wake up, the moments where you thought disappearing would hurt less than continuing. And yet, here you are, still breathing, still believing, still holding on, even if just by a thread. And that thread, child, that thread is stronger than you think, because it's not just your will, it's my grace. You don't realize how many times I shielded you from what you asked for because it would have broken you. You thought I was withholding, but I was protecting. You prayed for that relationship to work, and when it didn't, you questioned me. But what you didn't know was that it would have cost you your peace. You wanted that door to open, and I closed it, not to punish you, but to preserve you. Everything I withhold is meant to guard what I'm preparing. And yes, I know it feels unfair sometimes. I know it feels lonely. But hear me now. I would rather you sit alone in a quiet room under my covering than be celebrated in a crowded place that leads to your destruction. Not every opportunity is a blessing. Not every person is your assignment. Not every good thing is a God thing. And you, child, were made for the God things. That's why it's taken longer. That's why your process has felt deeper. That's why your tears have been heavier. Because I'm doing a foundational work, not surface-level fixing. I'm reconstructing your identity, restoring your confidence, and reintroducing you to the version of yourself that the world tried to bury. You are not what they did to you. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You are not the one who's always too much or not enough. You are mine. And in me, nothing is wasted. Not your pain, not your past, not your process. There is something sacred about the way you kept walking when quitting felt easier. About the way you forgave without getting the apology. About the way you stayed soft when bitterness came knocking. That kind of strength doesn't come from the world. It comes from me living inside you. And now that strength is being multiplied, quietly, supernaturally, eternally. Soon, people will start to notice. They'll look at you and say, "You're glowing differently." And you won't have the words to explain it, because what's happening can't be described, only discerned. You'll walk into rooms and the atmosphere will shift, not because of your resume, not because of your image, but because of your anointing. What's on you will speak louder than what's been said about you. I'm not preparing you to impress. I'm preparing you to impact. The blessing that's on the way has nothing to do with ego. It has everything to do with purpose. I'm placing you where your presence heals, where your voice restores, where your story brings others out of darkness. The very pain you thought disqualified you is what I'm turning into power. The weakness you tried to hide is becoming a weapon in my hands. So stop hiding. Stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for surviving. You don't need to explain your process to those who were never assigned to understand it. You don't owe anyone a version of yourself that fits into their expectations. I didn't make you to fit in. I made you to stand out, and not for attention, but for alignment. And alignment is happening now. That's why everything feels like it's shaking. That's why you've been unsettled lately. Because I'm disrupting everything that was keeping you small. Every lie, every pattern, every toxic tie. I'm severing connections that fed your insecurity. I'm removing access from people who kept you in cycles. And yes, it might feel like loss at first, but it's not rejection. It's redirection. You're being moved, uprooted from what's familiar, planted in soil that matches your destiny, not your history. And you're not going alone. I go before you. I go behind you. I surround you. So when fear tries to creep in, remember, I didn't bring you this far just to leave you confused. I brought you here to clarify everything. You are entering a season of revelation. Answers are coming. Unseen hands are opening doors. Hidden motives are being exposed. Every hidden plot against your name is being dismantled. You've cried too long. You've fought too hard. It's time. Time for recompense. Time for rest. Time for resurrection. Everything that looked dead, the dream, the joy, the hope, I'm breathing life back into it. But child, hear me. This revival starts in you, not in your job, not in your bank account, not in your relationships, in your heart, in your soul, in your faith. Let me in. Let me light the match again. Let me ignite the fire you let burn out. I've never stopped believing in you, not for 1 second. And now, it's your turn to believe in me again. You've believed in so many things that failed you. People, promises, plans. You gave them your heart, and they dropped it like it was nothing. So I understand why it's hard for you to believe again. I understand why the walls went up. Why? The smile started to look more like survival. I understand why you whisper, "I'm fine," when your soul is barely holding it together. But child, I'm not like them. I don't abandon. I don't lie. I don't forget. I don't betray. I'm not here for the image of you. I'm here for the real you, the one underneath the strength, the one you hide in crowded rooms, the one that wonders, will anything ever really change for me? And my answer is simple. Yes, but not because of your striving. Because of your surrender. I need your heart, not your perfection. I'm not impressed by your performance. I'm moved by your honesty. I already know the mess. I just want your permission to heal it. You've walked through some dark valleys, pretending you were in the light, and I stayed beside you through all of it. You thought I was silent, but I was just waiting for you to notice me sitting right there in the corner of your pain. I never left. You just stopped looking. And now, I'm calling you again, not to shame you, but to remind you, you still belong. You were never too broken for me, never too complicated, never too slow, too late, too much. You've labeled yourself based on how others responded to your wounds, but I never labeled you anything other than mine. And in my hands, everything labeled as loss becomes legacy. Everything the enemy tried to use to destroy you becomes a tool to build the future I've written for you. The enemy wanted you stuck, isolated, distracted. He wanted you caught in cycles that looked like comfort but were actually cages. That's why every time you got close to peace, something pulled you back. Not because you were cursed, but because you were called. And your calling attracts warfare. But hear me now. What attacked you won't have the final word. I will. I am breaking patterns right now. Ancestral ones, emotional ones, habits of self-sabotage. Fear dressed up as caution, pride dressed up as independence. I'm removing the roots of what's been draining you. And it's going to feel like loss, but it's really freedom. You'll breathe deeper, sleep better, wake up lighter, because you're not carrying what I never asked you to hold. I didn't ask you to be everyone's savior. I didn't ask you to carry guilt for other people's decisions. I didn't ask you to pretend you're okay so the world wouldn't worry. I asked you to come to me, tired, broken, honest. I asked you to give me what's been slowly killing your joy. And I still am. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the need to control the process. Let go of how you think it should happen. Because what I'm building won't look like anything you've imagined. It will be better. Not easier, but better. Not faster, but stronger. Because this time, it will be real. No more pretending, no more performing, no more fake smiles. Just truth, just me and you, child. Just healing, just holy restoration. You've looked for love in all the wrong places. You've begged people to stay who were never meant to walk with you forever. You've stayed in environments that suffocated your spirit because you didn't want to be alone. But now I'm teaching you that solitude with me is more powerful than company with those who drain you. I'm teaching you to be okay with being set apart. You're not weird. You're chosen. You're not overlooked. You're reserved. You're not forgotten. You're being prepared. And in this season, I'm rebuilding you from the inside out. That's why nothing external seems to be working. Because this is an inside job, a soul renovation, a divine cleansing. And yes, it's going to hurt sometimes. Transformation always does, but it's worth it. You'll look back and say, thank God I didn't give up. Thank God I listened. Thank God I stayed. Because what's on the other side of this obedience is everything your heart has been aching for. Peace that stays, love that's safe, purpose that ignites, and joy, not the kind that depends on circumstances, but the kind that dances in the storm, the kind that flows from knowing, I'm His, and He's got me, always. So don't rush through this message. Don't skip ahead. Don't let distraction steal this moment. Sit with these words. Let them wash over you like healing water. Let your walls down just a little. Let yourself believe again. I'm here, and I'm not leaving. You've tried everything else. Now try me. Not the version of me you learned from religion, but the living, breathing, healing Father who knows your name and has been waiting for this moment since before you were born. You are not alone. You never were, and you never will be again. This moment right now, this very breath you're taking, it's sacred. It's a divine pause in the middle of a chaotic world, a holy space I carved out just for you. And I want you to know that I see every step you've taken, even the ones that felt invisible or insignificant. Those steps were moving you closer to me, even when you didn't realize it. You might feel like you've been wandering without direction, like you're lost in a fog that never lifts. But trust me, sometimes the fog is my way of protecting you from rushing into things you're not ready for. I'm a patient God, slow to anger and quick to restore, and while the world pushes for speed, I'm working at my perfect timing. So, everything aligns just right. I know you're tired of waiting. I know your patience has run thin. But remember, the greatest stories don't happen overnight. They unfold one step at a time, in the shadows before the light breaks through. Your breakthrough is coming. It's closer than you think. But before you get there, I want you to prepare your heart. Preparation means more than just waiting. It means surrendering your fears, your doubts, your what-ifs. It means inviting me into the broken places you usually hide, the wounds you're ashamed of, the scars you try to cover. I'm not afraid of your mess. I'm not turned away by your past. In fact, I specialize in making all things new. So don't hold back. Give me your heart. The whole thing, not just the shiny parts. The parts that laugh, the parts that cry, the parts that wonder if you're enough. Because you are. You are enough just as you are. Not because of what you do, but because of who I say you are. My child, my beloved, my masterpiece. There's something powerful about embracing your true self before me. It breaks the chains of shame and guilt. It opens doors to freedom you didn't know existed. And it allows me to fill you with my peace. A peace that surpasses all understanding. That steadies you when the world shakes. Right now, you might feel like you're at a crossroads. Maybe you don't know which way to turn, or you're afraid of making the wrong choice. But here's the truth. When you're with me, every step you take is a step toward purpose. Even the mistakes, even the detours, even the times you feel like giving up, they're all part of the journey I'm leading you on. And in the midst of uncertainty, lean into my promises. I will never leave you or forsake you. I will guide you with my eye upon you. I will make a way when there seems to be no way. These are not just comforting words. They are a firm foundation beneath your feet. So take a moment. Breathe in, my love. Feel the weight of my presence around you. You are not walking this path alone. You never have been, and you never will be. I'm here, waiting with open arms, ready to catch you when you stumble, ready to lift you higher than you've ever dreamed. Your story is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning. There are moments in life when everything feels like it's unraveling all at once. Like the ground beneath your feet is shifting, and the sky above is darkening. You wonder if you'll ever find solid ground again, or if the storms will just keep coming. But hear me now, those storms are not here to destroy you. They're here to refine you, to shape you into the person I created you to be. Every trial, every tear, every sleepless night, it's all part of the sacred process. And while it might not feel like it now, there is a purpose behind the pain. I am working even when you can't see it. I am crafting a future for you that is brighter than your past. I am writing a new chapter in your story that will be filled with hope, healing, and unexpected joy. You might be thinking, how can this be true? How can hope rise from the ashes of my broken dreams? Because I am the God of resurrection, the God who brings life where there was death, the God who turns mourning into dancing. Nothing is too far gone for me, no mistake too big, no failure too deep. I specialize in making all things new, so when you feel like giving up, remember who you belong to. You belong to me, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I hold your future in my hands, and I am faithful to bring to pass every good thing I have spoken over your life. Right now, there are doors opening for you that you don't even know about yet. There are people coming into your life who will help carry your dreams. There are moments of breakthrough just around the corner, moments that will make all the waiting worthwhile. But to receive these blessings, you have to keep your heart open. You have to be willing to trust me even when it's hard, even when you don't understand, even when the path looks dark and uncertain, because faith is not the absence of doubt. Faith is choosing to believe in me despite your doubts. It's choosing to hold on to my promises even when your circumstances tell a different story. And I am here, right beside you, cheering you on every step of the way. You are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and more loved than you could ever imagine. So take courage, my child. Stand firm in your faith and watch as I move mountains on your behalf. The journey ahead won't always be easy, but I promise you, it will be worth it. And now, as you stand on this threshold, I want you to really hear me. There's a spiritual awakening stirring deep within you, something ancient and powerful that's been quietly waiting to come alive. You might have felt it as a whisper in your soul, a gentle tug on your heartstrings, or even as restless nights where your mind just won't settle. That's me, stirring the fire inside you. This awakening isn't just about change, it's about transformation. It's about shedding old layers, old fears, old doubts, old ways of thinking that no longer serve you. It's about stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be, unapologetically and without hesitation. This is the moment where you stop shrinking and start shining. You've been carrying burdens you were never meant to carry alone. I see how you've tried to mask your struggles with a smile, how you've pushed down the pain so others wouldn't worry. But it's okay to be vulnerable before me. You don't have to carry it all by yourself. I am your refuge, your stronghold, your ever-present help in times of trouble. The battles you face are not just physical or emotional, they are spiritual. There are forces at work behind the scenes, some that want to see you fail, others who desire to see you flourish. But remember, the greatest power is on your side. I am with you, and my spirit is your guide and protector. In the coming days, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts, things falling into place, doors opening that once seemed locked, new opportunities appearing unexpectedly. These are not coincidences, they are divine appointments, moments orchestrated by me to bring you closer to your destiny. But these blessings come with a call to stay alert, to remain faithful, to guard your heart against deception. Not everyone around you will have your best interests at heart. Some will try to dim your light or distract you from your path. So, be discerning. Surround yourself with those who encourage your faith and lift your spirit. And as you move forward, remember to keep your eyes fixed on me. When the road gets tough, and it will, I will be your strength. When you feel alone, I will be your companion. When fear tries to take hold, I will be your peace. You were made for this season, this moment, this purpose. So step boldly, my child. Step boldly into the calling I have placed on your life. The world needs your light. It needs your story. It needs your courage. Your journey is just beginning, and it's going to be more incredible than you ever imagined. You see, my child, one of the hardest lessons in life is learning to trust me when the answers don't come quickly. When the waiting stretches long and the silence feels heavy, it's easy to question if I'm really there. But I am. I promise you, I am right there beside you, even when you don't feel it. Faith isn't about having everything figured out. It's about holding on to me through the unknown, believing that I am working behind the scenes even when you can't see it. Sometimes I allow the wait to build your character, to deepen your reliance on me, to make the eventual breakthrough all the sweeter. You've been wondering, why this delay? Why not now? And my answer is simple. Because timing matters. I want your blessings to come when you're ready, not just in the moment, but prepared to receive, to steward, and to multiply what I give you. That preparation often feels like patience, but it's really faith in action. I want you to remember that waiting isn't wasted time. It's fertile ground where your spirit grows stronger, your hope burns brighter, and your love becomes more steadfast. Every tear you've shed, every prayer whispered in the dark, has been noticed and cherished by me. There's a story being written with your name on it, a story of redemption, restoration, and victory, and it's far from over. In fact, some of the best chapters are yet to be written. You are being shaped into a testimony that will inspire others, a living example of my grace and power. So don't lose heart, don't give up. The breakthrough is closer than you think. When it comes, you'll know. It will shake your world in the best way possible. Doors will open, chains will break, and your soul will finally find the peace it's been longing for. Until then, keep your eyes on me. Keep praying, keep trusting, keep believing, and most of all, keep receiving my love, because you are deeply loved, more than words could ever express. Remember, I am your God, your Father, your friend, and I am with you always. And now, my child, as you continue on this journey, I want you to understand something crucial. You were never meant to walk this path alone. I placed people in your life for a reason, some to guide you, some to challenge you, and some to love you fiercely when you feel unlovable. Don't push them away out of fear or pride. Let them in. Allow them to be a part of the healing I may bringing. It's easy to isolate yourself when life gets hard. The temptation to hide behind walls is strong, especially when you've been hurt before. But those walls can become prisons that keep you from experiencing the fullness of my love and the joy of true community. Remember, I created you for connection, for relationships that nurture your soul and bring out the best in you. When you feel weary, lean on those I've placed around you. Let them carry your burdens when yours become too heavy. There's strength in vulnerability, in admitting you don't have all the answers or the energy to keep going alone. And there's grace in allowing others to love you the way I love you. This season is about restoration, not just of your circumstances, but of your heart. Healing isn't linear, and it doesn't come on a schedule you control. But I am faithful, and I will bring restoration in my perfect timing. It might come through a conversation, a reconciliation, or a moment of clarity that shifts everything. And as you walk this road, keep your spirit attuned to my voice. I speak in whispers, in moments of stillness, and in the stirrings of your heart. When doubt creeps in, come back to these whispers. They are reminders that I am near, that I am working, and that I am with you. You have a purpose, my beloved, a unique calling that no one else can fulfill. Don't be discouraged by delays or setbacks. They are not the end, but the refining fire preparing you for greater things. So keep your faith alive. Keep pressing forward. Keep trusting me even when the path is unclear, because I am leading you somewhere beautiful, a place where your light will shine bright and your soul will find its true home. There's something powerful happening right now, my child. A shift you can't yet see, but will soon feel. It's like the calm before a storm, a stirring in the spirit that says, prepare yourself. This isn't a moment to be afraid, but to be alert, to recognize the spiritual battle that surrounds you, and to stand firm in the authority I've given you. You have been given a weapon more powerful than any earthly sword: faith. Faith is what will protect you, guide you, and enable you to overcome every obstacle. When the enemy tries to whisper lies of defeat or despair, remember who you are in me. You are a child of the Most High God, covered by grace and shielded by love. There will be voices, both inside and outside of you, trying to convince you that you're not enough, that your prayers aren't heard, that your dreams are too big. But those voices are not from me. They are distractions designed to keep you stuck in fear and doubt. You have the power to reject those lies and cling to my truth instead. Speak life over yourself. Declare my promises out loud. Remind your heart daily that you are chosen, equipped, and destined for greatness. The spiritual authority I have placed within you is real, and it can move mountains. But with this authority comes responsibility. You must guard your heart and mind, protect your peace fiercely, avoid the traps of bitterness, envy, and anger. These things will only weigh you down and cloud your vision. Instead, choose forgiveness, gratitude, and joy. Even when it's hard, choose love, because love is the greatest weapon of all. It breaks chains, mends wounds, and brings light into darkness. When you walk in love, you walk in my presence, and my presence is your refuge and strength. So stand tall, my beloved. Stand strong. The victory is already yours. I have fought your battles before you ever lifted a finger. Now it's time for you to walk in that victory with confidence and peace. Now, my child, listen carefully, because what I am about to say is crucial for this moment in your life. You have been carrying wounds that have made you question your worth, your purpose, and even my love for you. But I want you to know this: those wounds are not your identity. They are not the final word on your story. I see your pain. I have carried it with you, even when you thought you were alone. The scars you bear are proof that you have survived, that you have endured. But healing is coming. It is not distant or delayed. It is near, ready to flow into your heart like a river that refreshes, restores, and renews. Healing is more than just feeling better. It's about being made whole. It's about forgiveness, both for yourself and for those who have hurt you. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing wrongs. It means releasing the chains of bitterness that keep you bound. You may feel weak right now, but my power is made perfect in weakness. When you surrender your brokenness to me, I take those pieces and transform them into a testimony of hope and redemption. Your story, with all its twists and turns, is part of a greater plan, one that only I can see in its fullness. This healing journey will not be easy. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, but I promise you, every step you take towards me brings you closer to freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from shame, freedom from the past. And in that freedom, you will find joy. Not the fleeting happiness that depends on circumstances, but deep, abiding joy that anchors your soul no matter what storms come your way. So don't rush the process. Embrace it. Trust me to work in ways you can't yet understand. Let my love be the balm that soothes your wounds and the light that guides your path. You are not defined by your scars, my beloved. You are defined by my love, unconditional, unchanging, eternal. And as this journey unfolds, my child, I want you to know that hope is never lost. Even in moments when the night seems endless, when shadows loom large and doubts press in, hope is the flame that never goes out. It burns quietly within you, fueled by the promises I have made and the destiny I have set before you. You may have felt like your prayers bounced off the ceiling, unheard or unanswered. But I have been listening. Every sigh, every tear, every whispered plea has reached my heart. Sometimes I answer in ways you don't expect, through unexpected people, through doors opening where there were walls, through moments of peace that break through chaos. Hope is the anchor that holds your soul steady through every storm. It is what keeps you moving forward when the path is unclear, when the journey is long and the weight feels too heavy. And my child, you are stronger than you realize. You have survived battles that once seemed insurmountable, and you have grown through trials that once felt unbearable. Remember, my love for you is not based on your performance or your perfection. It is based on who you are, my beloved child. That means even when you stumble, even when you falter, my grace is there to lift you up. I'm not waiting for you to be flawless. I am waiting for you to come to me, just as you are. There is freedom in that truth. Freedom from the pressure to be enough on your own. Freedom from the exhausting cycle of trying to prove yourself. When you rest in me, you find true rest for your mind, your body, and your spirit. So hold on to hope. Nurture it like the precious gift it is. Let it grow in your heart and bloom in your life, because the best is yet to come. I am preparing blessings beyond your imagination, doors you never thought would open, and a peace that surpasses all understanding. Stay close to me, stay expectant, and watch as hope lights up the darkest places, turning every tear into joy, every trial into triumph. Now, my child, I want you to take a moment and really listen to this. You are not alone in this fight. There is a host of angels surrounding you, unseen but powerful, working tirelessly on your behalf. They are marching into the spiritual battles you face, shielding you from harm and guiding your steps. You may not see them, but they are there. Their presence is like a silent fortress built around your heart, protecting you from the attacks meant to steal your joy and your destiny. Sometimes you might feel a sudden peace in the middle of chaos. That is one of their visits, a reminder that you are safe in my hands. These angels also bring messages, signs, and confirmations. Pay attention to the little nudges, the unexpected moments that catch your attention, the words that resonate deeply. They are my way of communicating through my heavenly messengers. But even with this heavenly army, you have a role to play. You must stay vigilant, pray without ceasing, and stand firm in your faith. Your spiritual armor isn't just for show. It's essential for the battles ahead. Put on the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, and the helmet of salvation. These aren't just metaphors. They are real and available to you. Sometimes the fight may feel overwhelming. The enemy may come like a flood, trying to drown out your faith and hope. But remember, greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. You carry my power, my spirit, and my authority. So don't back down. Don't give in to fear or doubt. Rise up in the strength I provide. Speak the truth of my word boldly, and watch how the enemy's schemes fall apart. Your testimony will be a light to many, showing them the power of standing firm in faith. This is a season of victory, my child, a season where chains are broken, hearts are healed, and lives are transformed. Keep your eyes fixed on me, and know that I am working all things together for your good. So here we are, my beloved child, at the threshold of something new and extraordinary. All the moments of waiting, the tears, the prayers, the doubts, they have led you to this very point. The time for hesitation is over. The time for stepping into your God-ordained future is now. I know the road hasn't been easy. I know there were times when you felt like giving up, times when you wondered if you were even heard. But I have been, with you every step of the way. I've never left your side, even when you couldn't feel me. I was working behind the scenes, preparing a way where there seemed to be none. Now it's time to walk through the doors I'm opening for you. Doors of opportunity, restoration, and breakthrough. Doors where your gifts will be recognized, your dreams will find wings, and your heart will know peace. Don't be afraid to claim this new season. Step forward boldly and confidently, knowing that I have equipped you with everything you need. My spirit will guide you, my strength will uphold you, and my love will surround you. Remember, this is not just about what you can do, it's about who you are in me. A beloved child, a warrior of light, a vessel of hope. You carry a destiny that can change lives, that can bring healing and restoration to the broken places. So rise up, my child. Rise up with faith, with courage, and with the assurance that you are deeply loved. The past is behind you, and the future is bright. I am with you, now and forever. And as you take this step, know that the heavens are rejoicing. Angels are singing. Your story is being written in the eternal book of life, and it's a story of triumph, redemption, and unending grace. Thank you for listening. Thank you for trusting. Thank you for choosing me. Now go and live the life I have prepared for you, full of purpose, full of peace, and full of my unchanging love.